out that we can learn great truth from the silence he experienced in nature. Therefore, I would like to dedicate a moment of shared visualization silence to the memory of David Bernstein. I invite you to close your eyes and take 2 deep breaths together with me. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And now, if you will, imagine one of your favorite places outdoors. It could be a park, a garden, a special tree, a body of water that you like to go and spend time near. And if you wish, you can invite David to join you at that special place. Keeping that image in mind, let's dedicate the next 15 seconds of silence to the dear memory of David Bernstein. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Grace Amoye, Senior Center volunteer and close friend of David, who will sing Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils, and sneers, I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. And now I'll turn this over to Raquel.
Raquel, please unmute.
Apologies for that. In honor of David Bernstein, I'm going to read a poem that glorifies nature. It's titled Birds, and it's written by the poet Pablo Neruda. It was passed from one bird, the whole gift of the day. The day went from flute to flute, went dressed in opened a tunnel through the windward pass to where birds were breaking open the dense blue air, and there night came in. When I returned from many journeys, stayed suspended between sun and geography, I saw how wings worked, how perfumes are transmitted by feathery telegraph, and from above I saw the path, the springs and the roof tiles, the fishermen at their trades, the trousers of the foam. I saw it all from my green sky. I had no more alphabet, than the swallows in their courses. Sorry. The tiny shining water of the small bird on fire, which dances out of the pollen.
So thank you so much, Raquel. So the next part of our program will be reflections by several people who asked to speak today. And we've grouped them in threes. And the first group will be Cindy Taveras, Casper Schroeder, and Cecilia Green. If you all could be prepared to speak now. It may take me a second to find you at first, but I have located Cindy, and I'm going to spotlight you. And if you would please unmute whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cindy Taveras. I'm the program coordinator at JASA Van Cortlandt. I would like to say a few words about David. In the 2 years I have been at JASA Van Cortlandt, it has been an honor of getting to know David Bernstein. David had such a great sense of humor, and he was always willing to help anyone at the center. I would always enjoy the days that he would visit the office and share many humorous jokes or any of his stories of his hiking trips. The last memory I had of David was on March 25th, 2020, during the last week of the center being open before the pandemic. Knowing that I couldn't celebrate my birthday this year, David had surprised me with a cheesecake, and on the note it said happy birthday, and that was one of the things that David always remembered was my birthday every year. You know, just that act of kindness that he did brought a smile to my face. The day I received the news David passed away, I was left speechless. Part of me is still hurting from the news. David, you would truly be missed. Thank you for always being such a kind and caring person and willing to help those around you. I'll never forget the great memories we had at the center. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cindy. Next is Casper Schroeder. Would you please unmute by pressing *6?
This is Casper, and can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my first meeting with David, I will never forget it. It was at a tea at Grace's apartment, and we had tea and coffee. I don't think we had scones, but it was certainly an English tea-like occasion. We had lovely cakes and pastries. Subsequently, David was here on a few occasions in my apartment when it was still possible to do these things, and we listened to some great music from my collection, which is rivaled in this area only by David's collection of great musical recordings. I also had the pleasure of going on nature trips, specifically from St. Patrick's home down the path to the Van Cortlandt Lake, where at every spot David would clue us in on what was going on there botanically. I was certainly shocked and dismayed to hear about the terrible news of David, because the last time I did speak to him on the phone, he sounded very well, and I told him that. As far as music is concerned, I'd be happy to play one or two pieces either at JASA, where it can be arranged that there won't be that many people and will be duly separated, would be the final course of Mendelssohn's Elijah, And if we had more time, we could do the opening chorus, which is very unhappy chorus because the Israelites are begging God for help and not getting it. Help, Lord, are the first words of that chorus. And the final chorus begins, God our Creator, how excellent thy name is in all the nations. And that's certainly very hopeful, and that's the way we want to think of our lives. We have more great hopes for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Casper. And our next speaker is Cece Green, and I'm about to spotlight you, Cece. Welcome.
So, should I start? All right, I met David at the senior center a few years back, and I was very much impressed about his kindness and helpfulness. And in general, he was just being a mensch. I also found out that he was leading hiking trips, and so I wanted to participate, and I did several times. I also learned a lot about the names of all kinds of flowers, plants, and trees from him. It was amazing the knowledge he had about all that. And one time we got to talk about tennis. And if I played, he asked. Well, I said, years ago. So then he said, well, let's play anyway. And so we went over to the park. There's only a wall, not a real court. And after I hit a few balls, and most of the time I missed, of course, so I gave it up and I just sat down and watched him. And boy, did he know how to play. He hit that ball with such force and accuracy that I thought the ball might go right through that wall. But it didn't. And I was very much impressed by his skills. And he told me he played professional and even won matches. So that was a tennis player there we didn't know about. And then he added, and when I die, I should tell everybody, that means me, I should tell everybody what a good tennis player he was. And here I am, keeping my promise. Dear David, we will never forget you. Auf Wiedersehen. That's what he always said when we left. Bye.
Thank you so much, Cece. That was very touching. Our next group consists of Victor. You know, I have never pronounced your last name. Is it Scelzo or Celso?
Celso.
Celso. Victor Celso. Also, I need to know, is Daisy Ruiz here? Is she present? Okay, it appears that she may not be here. So then after Victor will be Alan Markowitz. Okay, Victor, please go.
David Bernstein, a tribute in memory. He could be pointedly critical. Beware, and if his presence you mispronounce the word, use the wrong part of speech, misspell the word, or forgot punctuation at the end of a sentence. He had a sense of humor, but kept away from political conversation. He was pragmatic. He helped me with a problem with my car, and he kept his own old car alive. He contributed his physical labor and knowledge of plants to our garden at JASA Senior Center. He was a naturalist. He loved hiking, and not only for the walking, but in the sharing of his knowledge and appreciation of nature's plants and animals along the way. He often shared his Epicurean delight of food and drink with his friends. I recall when he shared his delight in alcohol after a hike. He opened the trunk of his car and took out and passed around elegant stem glasses, paper napkins, and then opened a bottle of superior wine to share. That awoke the spirits of joy, laughter, and friendship after a long day of hiking. Typically vintage David Bernstein. In the present time of physical separation, he brought people together with his reading and discussion of short stories and poems, all with proper COVID-19 social distancing. Intellect sharing, free spirit, pragmatic, critical, naturalist were hallmarks of David's character. And I was lucky enough to sample many of them during the 5 to 6 years that I knew him. As a person, he was a catalyst among men, bringing friends together to stimulate enjoyable interactions. And in his memory, I'd like to share this poem with you. If you have a friend worth living, love him, yes, and let him know that you love him. Ere life's evening tinge his brow with sunset glow, why should good never be said of a friend till he is dead? Daniel Webster Hoyt, 1845 to 1936. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Victor. And so next we're going to have Alan. Would you please press star 6? It sounds like you have. Thank you.
Yeah, I know David through the JASA Senior Center. I got to know him as being a very intelligent, helpful man to people in the neighborhood and the Senior Center. He also had some wonderful qualities, being kind, progressive, accepting people of all ethnic groups, and having integrity. It's unfortunate that we couldn't help David as much as he helped a lot of us. And he will be missed. I was friendly with him. We got together for some activities. He helped me with my car, and we did nature walks also. And I just want to say also that we had spoke over the last couple of months, and he was having a very difficult time with the pandemic, like we all were. And I tried to help him, but I wanted to speak to him, keep in contact with him, but it was very difficult. So I kind of wish, in retrospect, that he would allow some people to reach him. So, David, rest in peace. You'll be missed. Take care. Alan.
So, thank you so much, Alan, for those words. And I just want to check again. So, Alan, if you don't mind.
Excuse me?
Is there anything else that you would like to say?
I can't hear you. Did you hear what I said?
Oh, yes, we heard you just fine.
Oh, okay. So I'm having a hard time hearing what you just said.
Okay. So, could you go ahead and mute for us again, please?
It's not coming through on the phone. I don't.
Mute your phone.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you. So, I just wanted to check one more time. Did Daisy Ruiz join us? Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to go on to the next group. And so the next group consists of Glenn Fleischman and Kathleen O'Hanlon. So, Glenn, I just need, I believe you are also on the phone. So Glenn Fleischman, would you please unmute?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, fine. I have fond remembrance of David as someone who was intellectually curious. I enjoyed our conversations at the senior center during lunch, and also at the Van Cortlandt Library, which was at the time next door. So we had some interesting conversations and shared observations. And I also had the pleasure of participating in urban trails hikes, particularly two which David led. One was of the High Bridge Park, and the other, the Northeast Woods of Van Cortlandt Park. And I have fond memories of David, and sorry about his passing at a relatively young age. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So next, I just will spotlight Kathleen. I just need to find her again. Here you are. Okay. Kathleen, whenever you're ready.
Ready. David Bernstein and I often discussed meditation at the senior center, and he told me his meditations were best in nature. He recommended I read a book by David George Haskell called The Forest Unseen, A Year's Watch in Nature. The book covers the author's observations from his daily visits to a 6 square meter of an old-growth forest, describing what happens to plants, animals, and insects living there over the cycle of a year. He often calls his small observation field a mandala, inspired by the sand paintings created by Tibetan monks as a support for meditation. Here's a quote from Haskell's book, which I believe was one of David Bernstein's favorite books. He wouldn't lend me the book because it was that important to it, so I got the book. The fading dawn colors revive momentarily, and the sky shines with lilac and daffodil, layering colors in clouds like quilts stacked on a bed. More birds chime into the morning air. A nuthatch's nasal oink joins the crow's croak, and a black-throated green warbler's murmur from the branches above the mandala. As the colors finally fade under the fierce gaze of their mother, the sun, a wood thrush caps the dawn chorus with his astounding song. The song seems to pierce through from another world, carrying with it clarity and ease, purifying me for a few moments with its grace. Then the song is gone, the veil closes, and I am left with embers of memory. Thank you, David Bernstein, for those embers of memories, and they will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, dear friend. Thank you.
Kathleen, thank you so much. Okay, so we do have a little bit of additional time. So I invite everyone to either place a remembrance in the chat, or if there are a couple of additional people who would like to speak, please let me know at this time by raising your hand. Okay, so the first person I see is Stephen Shaviro. So I do ask that we all keep this short enough that so that several people can still speak, and also we do have a musical presentation. So Stephen, would you unmute? Great, and I am about to spotlight you.
Hi, so I don't know quite what to say. I was devastated when I heard that David had passed. David and I were David was my best friend in junior high school and high school, I'd say. I left the Bronx for a while, and though we still kept in touch, I was back in the Bronx in 1978, 1979, and once again we hung out pretty incessantly. I left New York, left the Northeast for good in 1984, and after that, my contact with David was intermittent. So he didn't do email very much or things like that. So I last saw him maybe 2 years ago, which is the last time I was actually in New York City. What can I say? He's somebody who meant a great deal to me, who was a big part of my life all through my teens and my 20s. And we hung out a lot. We'd watch movies on TV until like 6 in the morning. And then maybe we decide, oh, this would be a great time to go on a 20-mile hike. So after staying up all night and doing that, we'd go on a 20-mile hike. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry I wasn't better in touch with him, but it's very hard from long distance. I live in Detroit. And, you know, it's just hard for me still to imagine that he's not there for me to see again next time I visit New York. So that's all I have to say, really.
Thank you, Stephen. And okay, anyone else who would like, okay, John Kane, can you raise your hand because I need to find you first. John Kane?
Yes, I'm right here. I'm sorry. I couldn't find how to raise my hand, so I apologize.
Okay, so I'm spotlighting you. Whenever you're ready.
Yes. Well, first off, I want to say thank you to everybody here. I don't know any of you, and I only know David from his time in Vermont. David would spend quite a bit of time in Vermont throughout the fall and the summer, and he would speak about the places he went and the people he knew, and some of your names seem familiar to me because while in Vermont, David and I would every night while we were staying at the same place on Lake Dunmore, we would have fires together, and those are probably some of the most special moments for me in my relationship with David, which is not a New York-based relationship and merely just a friendship that was bonded lakeside in a very special place in the mountains. So I just want to say, like all of you, he made a huge impact on me, and I probably didn't know him as much as you guys knew him for the years and years. But over the 10 years, going to the lake and seeing him intermittently, you know, what a special guy. And that's all I really have to say. So thank you very much for this.
Thank you, John. And so now I would like to just break up, let's see, this, Isaac Ben Ayala is here, and he would like to play a musical selection. And so I would like for us to go to that. So give me just a second to find him. Okay. I'm having just a little bit of technical difficulty right now. Just a second. Please be patient. There we go. Let me spotlight here first. And so, Isaac, could you unmute and start speaking? That way I can find you. Okay, there you go.
I'm here.
Okay, great. All right, it's so nice to see you.
Good to see you too, Cheryl. Hopefully next time we can meet under happier circumstances.
Absolutely.
But Yeah, I do remember David very well, and I loved his sense of humor. He always cracked me up, and I always like a good laugh myself. So I really enjoyed him, and he was just a wonderful, kind, and decent human being, and he's going to be sorely missed. So this is for David. I'm going to play Claire de Lune by Debussy.
Beautiful. That was lovely. Thank you so much. It was so good to see you, Isaac. So I am going to go back to the chat and see. There were a couple of other people who asked to speak. I do need everyone, please mute before we go back to speaking, I'm just going to mute everybody. There we go. Okay. So I do recall there were a couple of other people who wanted to speak. And again, I'm just having a little bit of technical, um, someone else who wants to speak, please unmute and then we'll be able to see you. If you start speaking.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Great.
Hi. Yeah. Hi, this is Jonathan Bernstein. I was David's brother. I still am. And of course, it's a terrible shock to lose my brother. He was a wonderful person. He was brilliant, had an encyclopedic knowledge of so many things, many enthusiasms that we shared. I would say, as has already been noted, gardening and our happy place is in the woods. For some reason, we get in the woods and we're just, that's our happy place. We're just peaceful there. So hiking, mountain biking, bicycling, music. David had a fine appreciation for very obscure things. You know, he would take great joy in artwork that either he would create or appreciate, opera, so many things. He obscure liqueurs, mixed drinks, wine after a hike. He just, you know, he appreciated life. And I'm really glad that he had so many good friends down at the Amalgamated that fully appreciated him and who loved him and could be close to him. So I'm learning a lot about him now from all of you guys, and it's been great for me to get closer to all of his friends. So I just want to say thank you. And you know, I always thought I would have more time to do things with him, and maybe after I retire, when everybody has more time. And I just want to say, don't wait. You know, if you love somebody, just make it happen. Get together. Don't wait, because you can't. You know, they may not be there. But with that, I'll say thank you.
Jonathan, thank you so much for introducing yourself and for speaking. I am so sorry for your loss, and and I think that you can tell how much that we all loved David, and so. But I wish that we could have met you under different circumstances. But thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And is there anyone else who would like to speak? Otherwise, we will continue with the program.
I'd like to speak if you have any time.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello, Cheryl.
There's more than one person speaking at the same time. So there's somebody who's on the phone, and there's also Sarah. But can we have the person on the phone first?
This is Paul.
Oh, is this Paul Birnbaum?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I've been connected since the beginning of the program, and may I just say a few words about David?
Please.
Okay, I first met David maybe about 50 years ago when we, even though I'm a few years older than he, we all played basketball out at the park known as the Rail to the neighborhood people at the foot of Gouverneur Avenue. And I guess we all imagined ourselves to be future all-stars as we ripped up our ankles and knees on the hard surface, but we had a good time. Now, I know he moved to the West Coast for a while. I think he came back every so often, if not just to visit or maybe lived here a short while. But I know he came back more recently, I don't know, in the last 10 or 15 years. And so I got to know him again at the center. That's my point. And I want to say this important thing, that 4 years ago during the presidential campaign, you know, he and I were of, let's say, opposite viewpoints on that. And I had at one point made a comment about some promotional promotional item he was wearing, you know, I realized that I had said something. I mean, I didn't curse or anything, but I had said something that was a little maybe offensive in some way. So I thought about that, and I said, "Gee, David is not somebody that I want to be, you know, enemies with. He's a nice guy, a smart guy, as everyone has said." And so I, you know, in small ways, I went out of my way to make up with him, you know, in my words and actions. And I know he sensed that, and I'm very glad that I did that and can relate this now. So, as has been said so many times just now, we will miss David. He was a smart guy, a nice guy to know, a hiker, and so many other things. And he will be missed, and we love him still. Did that all go through? I hope it did.
Yes, yes, definitely it did, Paul. So thank you for that. And so next we're going to go to Sarah. Sarah, I'm going to spotlight you.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. Just wanted to say that David was a natural born teacher as well as student. To me, he was crazy smart and had that great sense of humor. And he led hikes with me for the Old Croton Aqueduct throughout Westchester and in Van Cortlandt Park, which is one of his very favorite places. We also went on a number of long hikes ourselves. The last really long hike I was on with him was 11 miles long, and I fell flat on my face fording a stream. And he had gotten ahead of me, and he came back and he said, "You certainly have good lungs." So he was always funny no matter what was going on. Once we were rock climbing and I refused to go a certain way, and he started shouting, "You saved my life. You saved my life." So because I wouldn't do it, he wouldn't do it. But he had sort of an extra dimension of being able to see things and sense things and enjoy things beyond my poor range. And it actually changed me and helped me. I'm much more observant when I'm on a hike or listening to music or watching birds. I mean, because I sort of say, what would David be seeing now? Because he always saw so much more than I did, and he was always excited to share it with everybody. I will miss him greatly.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And so I think it's about time for us to move on to the next part of our program. But I will just ask, is there anyone else who really feels a need to speak? And if so, speak now, please. Okay. So, Lucy, I think it's time for your tribute as we continue with the program.
Okay. Thank you very much, Cheryl. As you can hear, we are all brokenhearted, and brokenhearted kind of means there's a terrible feeling right in the middle of your chest that you don't seem to get rid of. No one expected to be doing this tribute to our dear friend David Bernstein so soon. David marched to a different drummer. Chronologically, he was a senior, but mentally he was a young man, pushing his body to the limits, cycling, hiking, climbing mountains. When he appeared at our senior center, he looked really out of place. He was too young, and he was wearing like short pants and a t-shirt, and he was, 6 feet tall and all these long legs, and he looked to me like a giant Boy Scout, and I told him so, actually. David was a great addition to our table. We had a really nice group of people at our table, very intelligent, funny, and he fit in just beautifully. And he knew all about opera, theater, and literature, often taking JASA members on his trips to see these different events. I had a feeling that if he had certain money to spend, he would spend it on the arts, on the theater or opera or anything connected with the arts. He was really honed in the arts, which really made that very special to me, being an artist. He loved art and was regular at my art history class and the lectures. And also, what I forgot to mention, write down before, is he was a very good friend of a former art teacher called Larry Album, who taught at our center for 11 years. And David and he formed a special kind of friendship. Larry was older. David admired his artwork, his way of thinking. And at the time when Larry passed away, which was also a shock to us, he used to sit at our table also. David went to his house. He had known him for a long time. He lived, Larry lived right next to where David's parents lived, and in Grace's building. And he cataloged all the art. He had maybe over 200 paintings, Larry had. He had turned his living room into a studio. And I know this because I was invited up there also to see all the paintings, which were very, very, very beautiful. And much more that we have paintings of Larry's at the center, but they don't exhibit the breadth of the different styles that Larry worked in. And he worked in many styles. And so what David did was wonderful because he cataloged everything. He contacted David's niece in Florida, and she had a lot of paintings shipped over to Florida so they didn't kind of disappear. We have a few of at our center. And the painting that you see on the right side of the screen is a painting that Larry did. And I love it very much, right? And if not for David, a few people, Grace included, would have lovely paintings of Larry's. And that's all because of David. He thought to save those paintings and have them not go into oblivion somewhere. He loved Professor Heller's class. It was one of his favorite literature class. It was a short story class. And David decided to bring in his own, short stories that he had read that he loved, and he read those with us. And very many were humorous, which I like very much. And everybody would laugh and enjoy it. And then sometimes he would bring in a drink or a snack or chocolate for us. It was he made it special. And David loved sharing, and he made the ordinary extraordinary. That's what he did. And he joined the backyard planting, and he and Victor would go and buy plants. I went with them sometimes too, and they did all the heavy lifting. David did a lot of the heavy lifting, and they created what we have in the backyard now, which we obviously would like to continue. David was an avid hiker, and as you have heard, and he became the hike leader for Victor's Hiking Club. Also, as you heard, Sarah Kelsey, he was a great hike leader for the Friends of the Old Croton Aqueduct. He, along the way, and Cece would mention that he would tell you he knew all the plants and all the trees and all the birds. I don't know when he did that. This is not something he learned in college. This was something he was interested in, and he studied, and he was out there all the time. Mushrooms. He sent me some pictures of fantastic looking mushrooms that he had found on some of his hikes. So he was a very versatile. He had a very complex person.
It's the memorials for David.
Yeah. And you had to just love the man. You had to love the guy. A few months ago, I happened to meet David in front of the Dynasty supermarket. Somebody's got unmuted. Okay, I'm like, and I was waiting for the light to change in front of the supermarket, and David came to the corner just at the same time. And the light was against me, and I was waiting, and David went dashing with his long legs over through the light. When he got into the middle of the street, he turned back to me with a smile and shouted, "Those who follow me live dangerously." That was David. Shakespeare could not have said it better. We are so happy you passed our way, David, but we will forever miss your blithe spirit.
Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All you need is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, please bless these seeds I sow. Please warm them from below till the rains come tumbling down. Pulling weeds, picking stones, we are made of dreams and bones. Need a place to call my own, for the time is near at hand. Rain for grain, sun and rain, wind our way through nature's chain. Tune my body and my brain to the music of the land. Plant your rows straight and long, temper them with prayer and song. Mother Nature will make you strong if you give her love and care. Old crow hungrily from his perch on yonder tree. In my garden I'm as free as that feather deep below.
Very nice. Thank you.
We've gleaned a lot today with respect to who David was. The American Quaker missionary Stephen Grellett said, and I quote, "I ask the way but once, any good that I can do or any kindness I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer nor neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again." This was David's mantra. What a guy. David touched many lives, mine included, in a great way. He will never be forgotten. As we approach the end of this program, I want to thank you all for participating and showing your love for David. A special thank you goes out to Cheryl Warfield, the host of this meeting. This would never have happened at this time without you, Cheryl, and we are truly indebted. Thank you very much. The last tribute to David is in the form of a video camp song produced by a close, longtime friend of David, Louise Salant. David especially loved building campfires, so Louise filmed this video outside of David's Vermont cottage. David was supposed to be in Vermont now, and I'm sure they're in spirit. Rest in peace, my dear David.
And as the embers die away, we wish that we might ever stay. But since we can't have our way, we'll meet again some other day. Each campfire lights anew the flame of friendship true. The joy we've had in knowing you will last our whole life through.
Rest in peace, Dave.
Thank you all for attending, and we hope that you will always remember David in your own special way. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure doing this for David.
Yes.
Yes.
I surely will miss David.
Thank you, Cheryl, Grace, Lucy, Victor, Raquel, everyone who had a hand in this. Thank you so much. Beautiful, beautiful program. And everyone who spoke was right from the heart. Thank you so much. And played music.
Good night. See you soon. I'm sure he's watching from up there.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it.
Hi, Jay.
That's right, Lucy.
Amanda.
Hi.
Everyone can unmute now if you would like to say hello to your friends, people you haven't seen in a while.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Didn't he live on your?
I got your message.
No.
Oh, my love.
I think one
on the 8th.
the 9th.
Miss you, Grace.
Yes.
Yes, Jay.
Yeah, he has problems.
Hi, Raquel.
I hope we can all get together for the chorus in October.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll try to be there.
Yes.
Hi, Denise. Thank you, Cheryl.
Hi, Grace. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Denise. Yes.
Maria, how are you?
Hi, Cindy. Cindy,
Hi.
you really look good.
Grace, you sang beautifully. I love the way you sang and the way you hum and the end was lovely. Lovely.
Thank you. I had to do it for David.
That's right.
It was a very special time.
I prayed that I could.
That's right.
Can you make it? Okay.
Yes, he was a beautiful human being.
Yes.
Lucy, thank you, Grace, for thinking of me and allowing me to join you guys.
Oh,
it's wonderful. Wonderful having you. Next time you're going to have to play a song.
Yes.
Raquel.
Yeah, Raquel.
I enjoyed all the songs that and words that I heard from so many friends that that David had, and well, I'll miss him also. God bless him, and God bless you all.
David to me was like a brother. David was a son my mother never had. He was always there for me. I didn't have to ask. When we went on lockdown, David was the first and maybe the only one to start sharing his reserves, the things that we were short of, with me. Grace, do you have this? Do you want to go to the supermarket? He knows I don't. He would be going. I really, when he got depressed, we would sit in the park to talk. Okay. May he rest in peace.
Yes.
And so also, I will just let everyone know that the videos that were played, all three of them, will can be viewed again at the More Opera YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and type in More Opera, and also what I will do is I will tag David's name to help you find it more easily.
Okay, thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you all for your beautiful work.
Yes.
And very thoughtful feelings. Let's have better occasions.
Bring David with me.
Hi, Morgan.
Hi, Grace. Good to see you.
So nice to see
Beautiful
you.
singing.
Is Morgan there?
Yes. Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Morgan. How are you? Are you in California?
I'm in New York. I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, very good. You're home. Okay.
Yeah.
Say hello to Frida.
Good to hear
I
you again.
certainly will. Good to see everyone. Thanks for sharing such a beautiful tribute to David.
Thank you, Cheryl. Like I said, without you, it never would have happened.
Thank you.
That there would have been a way. This was just meant to be for.
Yes.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you.
Thanks, Cheryl, so much. It's a lot of work. You know how much work you put in.
What I want to say is that my assistant, Raquel, you did a great job with all the timing today. Grace, you did a great job with personnel, rounding them up. And Lucy also did with content and everything. But the main thing is that considering the amount of content, we stayed pretty much on time, which was why we were able to accommodate some additional speakers. So everything worked out the way it was supposed to.
I was most happy to see his brother because I tried this to get his brother into this. I went all the way, no matter what I had to do, and to know this and to join.
Great. I'm glad that you found him. And if you could stay in touch with him so that, because he left before I was able to announce how to find the videos on YouTube. So I would like to be able to get that information to him.
And thank you for all your technical assistance to help all us senile seniors come into the modern world.
There you go. And I want to thank Lucy. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I want to thank Lucy and Victor. They have me in their apartment, and we are 6 feet apart. Don't worry about it.
Yay. Great to see you.
I'm completely illiterate of this
That's right.
Lucy, if I can impose on you, I don't want to create any kind of difficulty or anything, and I might require all three of you to wear masks. But but when we start up again,
Oh, yes.
with the yes.
You just don't see them. We have them on.
But when we
You
started
just
it with
don't
music
see them.
rehearsals, can you please invite Cece and Victor to attend and be on the screen with you?
Okay, yeah, here they are. Wait a minute, go.
What the? What the?
Yeah, she wants to see you guys.
Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I see.
Always. Night and day we got this thing on.
That's it. We got a trio here, Cheryl.
Cece, you're not wearing your
Yes.
mask properly.
Honey, it's not on properly.
Oh, your nose.
Oh, Jesus Christ Almighty. What in the world?
Gotta cover your
I'm
nose.
gonna be arrested. Are you gonna come visit me?
So now will you, in October, can I have this trio?
She wants it.
What do we want to
join
do?
us in October.
Well,
Two illiterate and one perfect.
we'll see we'll see when I get there. Yeah.
In October.
Got the chorus on the line again.
Oh, on that line.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, she doesn't know.
I don't know.
She no promises over there.
No promise.
On Zoom than if you're on the phone, Cece. Yes, Victor, we see you. And Sandra, hello. So now we have the entire virtual chorus here. So, all right. So again, thank you all so much for coming today and for sharing your memories of David. I am so glad that we were able to put this all together, and I think that that this is going to be beneficial to all of us in being able to actually say goodbye together. Way.
So sad that David died, but he helped me see some of my friends who I don't see very often.
That's
So
right.
Thank you, David.
Yes.
He brings people even afterwards together.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone. Cheryl especially, thank you so much. I forgot how much camaraderie there is among us, and I was reminded how life went on. Even once the center was closed, people were still gathering together and having a good time, and it's so nice,
It is.
We need this kind of little, not from such a sad occasion, but
well, perhaps in the fall,
creative side.
Something joyful as well.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So everyone, I actually do need to say farewell. And again, thank you all for coming. I think at one point in time, we had over 50 people in the Zoom room, and I don't know if we were able to actually connect on Facebook. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the live stream on Facebook. And now I am going to bid you all farewell. And I do hope to see many of you in October and more news from Sharon about dates and when we are to start. I'm looking forward to it, including my trio.
I'll try. I'll give it a try. I'll try to persuade them.
Cheryl, how come we can't see? We only see Grace and ourselves on my screen, on our screen here. How come we don't see all the other people that had video?
What you would need to do is up in the upper right-hand corner, switch from gallery view from speaker view to gallery view. So you should see something that either says speaker view or gallery view. If you click on that, that should change everything for you.
Shows everybody, yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
I
don't know how to. I don't know how to get on.
Okay.
I'll ask her. Yeah.
Hi, Sandra.
Yes. Hi.
Lucy, you're muted, so I don't know if that worked.
Hi, Jackie. My goodness.
Lucy?
I apologize for missing all of it. I misread it as the 6th. I read it as 6 p.m.
Oh.
But you can go to Facebook. It was showing live. I will be taking the Facebook post down probably in a couple of days, but you can actually view it until then, and then there will be an edited version that will actually remain on YouTube.
And where on Facebook will I find it?
It's facebook.com/MOREOPERA.
More opera?
And that's one word, MOREOPERA. And then on YouTube, you will actually already find the videos tonight. We had 3 small videos within our Zoom meeting, and they will be posted for you to see tonight. And then the final edited version of the entire tribute will remain permanently on YouTube at MOREOPERA.
Thank you.
Okay, so everyone, oh, Lucy, so were you able to change? And you'll have to, do you see where it says gallery view?
No.
There's
Okay,
nothing.
so click on that.
I don't see
We
it.
can't see it.
I don't
We
see
can't see
gallery.
that.
No, I don't see that prompt.
It's in the upper right.
No, I don't see it.
Looks like a little checkerboard or grid.
Yeah.
Here, go ahead.
No, I did that.
You don't see
Just touch this again.
No.
The telephone, people on the telephone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing to gallery view.
So, well, when
I just get Grace. I
What's
think
over there? What's over there?
over here.
Just
Well, that's not different.
don't click on it.
No. You tried.
Oh, what's the other one? Just
in the final edited version, you'll actually see what I see, and I'm in gallery view during parts of the, like at the end. So you'll be able to see that then. Okay? All right.
Thank you.
Cheryl, you think we can get a recording of that that musical tribute from Gustav Holst?
Wait, say that again, please.
You think we can get a recording of that musical tribute and video with Gustav Holst? Is that?
Yes, that's what I said earlier, is that that will be on YouTube tonight. So, and you can all go to YouTube and see it. Just go to YouTube MOREOPERA, or also I'm going to tag David's name so that if you go to YouTube and search on David's name, it should come up. But I have to actually do all of that before you'll be able to see it tonight. Okay?
Yeah. Great.
I'm going to say goodnight to everybody.
Good night.
Good
night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you all. Thank you.
See you again.
Adios.
Hopefully on better circumstances.
Under a happier occasion.
Yes.
Thank you for everything. God bless Grace.
See,
Thank
she's,
Great.
bye-bye.
Bye now. Bye,
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.